Hey, welcome to this episode of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, your host, Iona Meade at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So I'm super excited that we are on Emotional Freedom Wednesday, and we are going to be talking about the emotional scale for spiritual entrepreneurs. I'm sure that you know what the emotional scale is from Abraham Hicks. They talk about the 22 points of vibration where your emotions are and where your emotions often reside, and how certain emotions, when you move up, will allow you to move up reaching for a different feeling thought, will allow you to move up the emotional scale, and then other thoughts will have you spiral down the emotional scale. The reason why I talk about this on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is because every single day is connected to your emotions, how you feel. Every single day I say, how do you feel? Hopefully you feel amazing and you're having an amazing day. But when we're not having an amazing day, that's okay too. However, we don't want to sit there. We don't want to stay there, like in those feelings, because for lengthy periods of time, looking at our visible world, our reality, and taking score or points based on that and reacting to it, because we know that we're going to manifest more of the same. And so the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is just a reminder. Every single Wednesday is like, okay, Monday we talk about contribution, freedom, and the frequency of that. Tuesdays we talk about health freedom. It's a practical podcast where we journal and we visualize together, if you are new to me, every single day, setting our intentions. And so today's Emotional Freedom Wednesday. Thursday is Environmental Freedom Thursday. Relationship freedom is Friday. Spiritual freedom is Saturday, and financial freedom is Sunday. And I love it because we get a chance to really see how we feel in all of those areas. So we put emotions and then ask, how do we feel? What are we manifesting in our contribution? What are we manifesting in our health? How do we feel about our health? How do we feel about how we feel? How do we feel about our environment? How do we feel about our relationships? How do we feel about our spirituality? And how do we feel about our finances? It's such a beautiful check-in on a daily basis for what I say, living an intentional life and altering your vibrational frequency. So if you are new to me, I do host the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit. And I have guests sharing their spiritual awakening stories, right? And so today is Emotional Freedom Wednesday. And it so happens that the summit is on a Wednesday. I didn't actually do that on purpose, but that emotion going through a spiritual awakening, it's rude. It's not fun. It wasn't fun for me. It might be fun and rainbows for you. I don't know. But for my guests, they've gone through really painful and quite traumatic experiences. And I'm so grateful that they're sharing their story, they're sharing their pain, they're sharing their trauma, they're sharing how they felt about going through this spiritual awakening. But what they're also sharing is how grateful that they are that they went through that. And you wouldn't think that, would you? You'd think, oh God, it's so painful. Like, I don't want to go through it. And we resist it. However, it's a blessing. And both of my guests, Zan and Nicole, were talking about the blessing and the gratitude, and Zan was talking about the frequency of love and not knowing love, and really like not having that word used as she was growing up, and then you're just really getting to grips with just the whole concept of it and feeling it and just healing. And Nicole was talking about that joy, that vibration. It's all emotions, it's all connected, it's all that frequency that we need to elevate, right? In that, and that will manifest more greatness in the world. I'm super excited to bring more of my guests. I've got another guest as well today on Binge Watch Wednesdays. I say, if you haven't seen the Spiritual Awakening and YouTube Summit, it is just really special. And so when I've gone through my awakening, I used this. I use my journal, I use my visualization, and it was every single area of my life. Let me know where you're watching from. I don't have comments. So, hey, how you doing? So each of my guests, I knew that I was being called to do this for a reason, and do this daily, for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, and also to host the summit. And Nicole was saying, I'm not as organized as you because, like, I've scheduled this out for the next 7 years. Literally, I'm committed to doing it for 7 years. Imagine that 7 sevens is, I don't know, it's just downloaded to, and I'm always doing this because that's how I feel. It's just downloaded. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this on, and I'm gonna grow. First and foremost, this is for me. Then it's for you, and then it's for my students in the Soul Legacy Academy to hold them accountable, as I have the Seven Freedoms Frequency call-in gym. It's a 2-hour monthly coaching call on the first Monday of the month. So if you are a student and you're a masterminder or a boot camper, I will gift you that. It's usually $77 a month, excuse me. And I love it because if we have more and more and more spiritual entrepreneurs and light workers moving from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness, and I just mean like the lack in certain areas, meaning do we feel worthy of really serving, really showing up, and really hitting all of the goals, including our financial goals in our business. And Zan and Nicole were talking about that today, and Ilona's going to be on as well later on today. And I'm just really excited to bring more and more and more guests that I'm connecting with, because it feels amazing. It really lights me up to just have those conversations. And I was saying during the interviews that I don't edit, right? I don't edit my videos. It doesn't make sense. They're not perfect, and I'm not perfect, and I'm okay with that. I've actually recovered from being a perfectionist, and that feels really good because that perfectionism used to hold me back, and I used to have a lot of fear around it, and I used to have the fear of judgment, and I've got learning dyslexia. I'm just like, wow. And just letting go of that perfectionism and just being and just having a conversation. They're absolutely amazing conversations. I'm so excited. I don't know about you, but for me, welcome. For me, in when I was going through my awakening, my emotions were all over the place. Chaos unfolded in my life, and I went to YouTube. And I watched spiritual awakening videos after spiritual awakening video after spiritual awakening video. And I would have loved to have this space where somebody was sharing their spiritual awakening, and then they were sharing their gifts, and they were having a conversation with somebody else, and they were creating a community around it. I don't think that, well, it's only just starting. I've scheduled it out for 7 years, and we go October through to April, and now it's November. And I don't think that it's quite caught on the value of it. I think we get so busy doing all the human stuff that actually, and I saw a post on Facebook earlier where somebody said, basically, when you are buying all the crystals and you're doing all the things and you're using all the spiritual tools, but don't forget all the inner work and all that, right? And so it's like, it's almost as an escapism, like we need to do the shadow work, the inner work. And this is me every single day, showing up, meeting my vision, raising my vibration, living in alignment with my values, and setting those intentions. And whatever obstacles, challenges come up, I will share with you, right? And so when I do the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast every single Wednesday, I look back to last Wednesday and see how I felt in every area. And then I go to set the intention of how I can launch my day, lead my day, and leave my day, and take action in alignment with my vision board, so that I can manifest the life that I say that I want, and not just give it lip service. Does that make sense? It's just such a beautiful process. I'm really honored. And I was doing updates for my students, because whatever I do, I teach, and I was doing updates. Today I did an updated video of this whole podcast and the YouTube challenge and etc. And I've got a vision board challenge, a free vision board challenge on my YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And so I do that live, and I'll do it live again in December, in the second week of December, Monday to Sunday at 7:30 p.m. UK time. And I was just looking back on just having that idea, things start in your head, just having that idea. And another quote today on my Facebook was, and I only consume good stuff, right? I don't get all sucked in it. And so somebody else said, remember when what you have currently was the thing that you said you wanted. And I'm like, yes. So, you know, sometimes it's like, oh yeah, this is the thing that I wanted. I had that in my twin flame union. I'm like, this is not what I said I wanted. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm out. And so, you know, this is what I said I wanted. And I had that idea and I had that download, and it's been years in the making for me to be on this path. And I tried to do summits and I tried to do blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, building the YouTube channel and then coming live every single day wasn't something that I had planned out strategically until it happened to fall right in front of my face. I was doing an update and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And I'm getting to connect with some amazing people on YouTube. Excuse me, there's 2 people that I've reached out to, 3 actually. I think 2 got back to me. I've reached out to more people, but just like as I raise my vibration, as I'm on this journey, as I'm more clear, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I want to have you on. I want to have you on. You know, I'd love to have a conversation with you. And then, and thank you for this, because you'll know who you are. When I did the first episode with Zan today, and it went on my Facebook, I had someone like the episode and then DM me and say, I'm all in, like, I love, and just say that, you know, she can see that I'm being guided and I'm being sent love and all the things. I just, amazing, absolutely amazing. So it lights me up. So how I feel, how do you feel? Do you feel in soul funk or do you feel in soul flow? Hopefully you're in soul flow. So we rate between a 1 and 11 every single day. Right, and I'm at 11. I'm high vibing, not because life is just perfect. Life is not bad, but life is not just like, you know, I'm not on the beach, right? So, and that's where I want to go. But I feel really good, and so when I look back throughout the week, and look back and think, you know, how do I feel for each area of my life? And relationships is the one that is like, oh, this week, and I've been talking about it a little bit, and I'm trying not to talk about it too much, but I did say I'd mention it. And so I'd said to my niece, like, I talked out like a whole scenario that I'd attracted, I suppose, and I could have potentially manifested. And she said to me, you didn't tell the people on and I said, no. And I said, had I got involved in that situation, I absolutely would have done. I would have had to have said, and that's just how I am with that honesty. Like, honesty is one of my biggest values. And I'm like, what are you trying to show me, universe? But I know that the processing of emotions and not being so judgy, or trying not to be so judgy and all the things, but this was deep. And so my emotions didn't dip as such, but this was was it yesterday, day before yesterday? I definitely processed a lot. I definitely processed a heck of a lot. And I was like, wow, you know, have you ever had that experience where something just really comes into your life, or almost comes into your life, and you're like, nope, but you wanna discern whether that's right for you, because you're like, well, universe, what are you doing? And that situation was wrapped up in the prettiest bow. Let me tell you, the prettiest bow. Yeah, the prettiest bow, but I wasn't sucked in. I wasn't sucked in. I didn't go against my values. And I heard someone say that with when you're trying to find your soul tribe, it's all right saying call them in, but you've got to walk at that vibration. And if you're going off, you're saying setting intentions and then not really living into them, you'll say your values are this, but you're not really, like, you're not vibing on that, you know, high vibe. So yeah, and one of my best friend of since we were 6, and we're both 50, sent me a message, and I said, you know, I'm calling my tribe. And on that day, she said, how you doing? Just checking in. Are you high vibing and thriving? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And she said, you don't sound okay. I'm like, I was still processing. So how we feel about everything really does matter. So let's dive into the episode. We've done our rating. I didn't listen to a book today. I actually listened to Abraham Hicks because I've got the summit going on and I was scheduling out my YouTube and stuff. I was just relaxing. I just spent 2 hours in the bath. Oh, it's amazing. It was amazing. It was just lovely. It was just soaked in the bath. Oh, it was the best, living your best life. And that's where I usually get downloads, where I was just chilling. I was swiping on the dating app like you do. Interesting. And messaging a friend. So I was listening to Abraham, and they said that how you respond to things is what you're creating, and how you, what's they saying? You can't control what others do, but you can control how you react to it, right? You can control your mood. So if you create your mood, you're creating your day. If you choose your mood, you're choosing your day. So with Intentional Living and the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, it's on a daily that we're like, well, I'm asking you, what's your mood like? How are you feeling? So when you're choosing your mood about each area, whether it's contribution, whether it's health, welcome, whether it's emotion, whether it's environment, whether it's relationships, whether it's spirituality or finances, we get to see how we feel, what our mood is around that area, and we get to change it. And so it might sound really simple, and you might be like, oh, I'm just scrolling on social media. I just want something to escape and numb my mind. And I'm like, nah, dude, choose your mood. Don't escape from your mood. Don't escape from your day. We're co-creating our day. We have 24 hours in a day. There's so many people that say, I don't have time. Like, but you have time to keep on scrolling. Makes no sense to me. Choose your mood, choose your day, how you create your day. Just saying. I just want to be raw and real. Just saying. So another thing that happened for me, I've got this on my vision board. So I talk about rating your vibrational frequency, and I talk about creating your vision board. Excuse me. I have a 7-day spiritual business vision board, which I mentioned, and I'll do it live again. I can't believe it's nearly December. Do it live again in the second week of December. And on my vision board for the emotional freedom, I believe it's on there for that, I have a charity, an organization called Compassionate Friends, which I will be getting more involved in. And so I got an email, everybody got an email saying they've got a meet up. So for me, on the emotional scale, Abraham Hicks's emotional scale, one of the lowest vibrations is grief, right? There's fear as well, but there's grief. And that's where I've had a lot of losses in my life. My brother, my dad, my father, my mum's husband, one of my best friends, my godson's mum, and my son. And so I'm like, wow, a lot of losses. And so this charity is called Compassionate Friends. It's for bereaved parents. And they've got a meeting, which when I was in London, I still got notifications for the meeting, but I knew I couldn't make it because it's over in Suffolk, where I'm based and where I was based before when I got involved. And so I'm really happy. I'm really grateful. And I should wait until the gratitude, right? That I'm going to should be able to make this meeting. And it's actually at one of the members' houses who, when I went to the first meeting, they had a walk. And it was actually a park that I discovered with my twin flame when I was in Union, actually. And they're hosting this meeting at her house, and she has written a book about her daughter, and she was heavily involved, her and her husband were heavily involved in the charity. And then now she's hosting it, and I didn't know when I would get to see her again. We really hit it off. I went to her house back at the end of after the meeting. I gave her a lift, and here she is back in, I've come back to Suffolk just a few weeks, and they've got this meeting. I'm really excited about going, because having people around me that get where I am when I'm on the dating app and what have you, or when I'm sharing. I shared today with Nicole, you know, about my son, and people are always like, wow, you know, I'm sharing, but these people know what it feels like, and I don't want anybody to ever feel like it. However, they have already a group gathering for parents who are bereaved parents, which I am one, and I love it. I love being able to be in that space where there's people that get me and understand. So I'm really happy about that, because emotionally I've gone through so much healing, but there's always some more to do. All right. Oh, Keepers of the Light. I'm going to pull the card. I usually wait until the end, but I'm going to share this card. So I always share what's going on for me. So, like, I'll dive into, I've covered how we feel. I've covered the vision board, and I'll cover how we launch our day, lead our day, and leave our day. Is it in alignment with our vision board, right? And so that's on my vision board, and I got the email, blah 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 blah. So it's launching my day in alignment, right? And so, and I say yes to the things that are in alignment and no to things that are not. So my activities in the day are in alignment with me manifesting and being at the frequency, i.e. doing the Spiritual Awakening and your YouTube Summit. That's my contribution. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not just talking, I'm actually living into my vision. And so I must have been shuffling. I don't even know when. I must have been shuffling the card. I know I shuffled the cards the other day, but anyway, I don't know when my niece saw me. But she said, my friends, family, my nieces and nephews call me Noni, and she said, Auntie Noni, like, she's 35, she's just a dream. She said, Auntie Noni, what? Can I ask you something? I'm like, okay. And she said, what were the cards that you were doing? What were you doing the other day? And I said, She says, shuffling. I was like, what? And I said, oh, Keepers of the Light. And I got them all out, and I shared how I came across them, and for Cal Gray, and I was going through a class of his, Love the Keepers of the Light, and I showed her this card, the Divine Director, Intervention and Purpose, and I said, does that look like my son? And I showed her my Facebook. On my Facebook, you can see, and his hair, Daniel's hair was never like that, but it is on here. And he had a denim shirt on, and I read it out. I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to read the card for today. The Divine Director, Intervention and Purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. And I said to her, my event, my summit, that's led me to do the summit that I'm doing now, I was called the #1 Divine Intervention virtual event. She went, oh. And she said, I've got goosebumps. I said, yeah, that's why you're Auntie Noni's on this path. And I said, you know, you pick one. I do just picking one. I haven't done a spread, but I just saw how to do the spread. So I probably will do that. And she said, I said, you know, Carl Gray said, look in the pack and see if you can see like a family member. He said it to everyone. And I'm like, wow. And so she looked in the pack and she got like a card that she could see as a family member. Anyway, she read emotions. She read the card and I could feel her, and she got emotional. Excuse me, bear in mind it's Emotional Freedom Wednesday, right? So let it out, move up and down that emotional scale. And I said, whoa. I said, you feeling it? She said, yeah. I said, what did you get? What did you think? What were you thinking about? She told me. And then she said, oh, then I've got a card for me, right? And I said, yeah, card for the day. And she pulled the card. Perfect card. She went, oh, wow, this is amazing. I said, yeah, that's what your Auntie Noni does every single day. She's just like, I said, they're for you. Keep them on your person throughout the day. She says, well, I'm going to be out and about today. And I walked in her room and she's got them. I love her so much. It just reminds me just how books change lives and will reach the people that they need to reach, and cards and oracles and whatever is will reach the people that they need to reach. So this was that my it was Master Buddha was the card that I pulled today. Increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. And that's what I'm sharing every single day. So I'm actually going to attempt to read this. I do not know where my glasses are. I do need Erlen glasses, which I'm not going to put those on. And I have another set of glasses and I can't find them anywhere. Like, I just can't. Anyway. All right. The Buddha, and it has loads of other names, started his life as a rich mollycoddle, prince. But one day he broke free from the palace and was exposed to sickness, age, and death. This shook him and set him off on a spiritual adventure that would lead him to leave behind all his earthly pleasures and seek enlightenment so that he could end suffering in the world. Now he helps us make contact with our inner teacher and encourages us to acknowledge how we feel and then accept it so that we can move beyond the suffering we feel. Extended message: you are moving beyond the illusions that fear has created so that you can be more focused on your priorities and what is serving you on this path. All suffering eventually comes to an end, and acknowledging how you really feel and what occurred in order for you to feel this way will help you move forward, move beyond it. Call on Master Buddha now to help you remember you are part of something that is greater than suffering. The wheel of karma is turning in your favor, and all of your acts of kindness and goodness will benefit you. Thoughts may arise now that solve issues in your life, home, relationships, or work. They are being sent to you from your inner teacher and the Buddha within. And literally, I've been waking up in the mornings like, oh, this is the thing. Oh, this, I've got my Google Keep out, my notes. I'm like, oh, okay. And I haven't done that for a while. So that's amazing. And what came up for me when I was reading that is, you know, I fostered 3 children under 5 for a year, and my whole world just absolutely turned upside down. And I wasn't able to do my work in the world the way that I'm doing it now. And so it set my business back by a long way. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just come out and I'll just be scrappy. And it's hard to be scrappy. It's not easy to be scrappy. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you've had, I talk about spiritual business success, when you've had a level of success and then you start from scratch. It's like, wow. All in the act of being in service and doing things that are kind. And but I don't regret them. I don't regret them. I'm in that phase where I'm rebuilding, and I know what I'm doing in the sense of I'm open to learning, but I know the steps that I'm taking each and every single day. And so if you're somewhere where you didn't feel like didn't think that you would be the where you are, and you feel some type of way about it, don't let it consume you. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge the way that you feel. So that's what came up for that. I'm like, okay, well, that was a year. I've been in service. Okay, this is my time now. And it is scrappy. Do you know what I mean? It's scrappy. Like, let's get scrappy. Let's do what we need to do to be where we want to be. Do you know what I mean? And feel good about it. And I do feel good. All right. So next, I've done the Keepers of the Light. Reactions to what you see and looking at the light in the world. That somebody has those good intentions. I think that's like, I just assumed that everybody had great intentions and everybody was on the same frequency, but obviously it's not true. It's not true. And I realize that now. It's not like, well, I wouldn't even say it's not good or bad. Like, it's not good to harm others. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's not a good choice and it's not a good action. So I wouldn't even say like, but when you do find someone and people in your life who have similar values, I say keep them, fight for them. It's rare. And I'm realizing that. And I think on my dating path, that feeling of, oh my gosh, things just got worse. And then like somebody coming back who will not go away. It just won't go away. And realizing how good that was compared to what you could really get. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay. So I look back at the week, reflect on the 7 days, the choices. Oh, so somebody posted on Facebook today, because I've been like posting the interview series. The universe responds to your frequency. Kind of get an amen, but do we do the work on a daily basis? Now we skip days and then hope and pray that, you know, everything's going to be okay. Another post was posted, excuse me. Stop letting the people that add little to your life take so much peace. Kind of get an amen for that. Just saying. All right, so let's keep going with the next segment of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, which is, I'm looking at gratitude. Let's express some gratitude, shall we? Because I was kind of saying gratitude already. So the way that we do it on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, if you're new, if you're not new, you'll know. And maybe you might journal this out. Maybe you might speak it with me. Maybe you might just listen along. It's up to you. But I call this soul speaking into existence. And if I raise my vibration, you raise your vibrational frequency. We're ultimately raising the vibration of the planet. Starts one person at a time. There is no way can you go around pointing the finger saying, you need to raise your vibration. You need to do this differently. You need to do this differently. And then we never do anything ourselves. We're actually lowering the vibration of the planet doing that. Just in case somebody needed to let you know. I know it as a reminder, like that is not the way. The way is to do the work ourselves. And again, if we raise the if we raise the vibration of the planet, we're all good, right? So the way that I do my gratitude, and my guest today, Nicole, had been through so much adversity through her spiritual awakenings, and she just shared like gratitude. Hey Sherry, how you doing? Hello, my beautiful soul. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. So I was sharing that, I'm just about to do gratitude, sharing that my guest today on the Spiritual Awakening and the YouTube Summit, Nicole, the 3 p.m. one. Thank you for the love. She said, you know, how she got out of her spiritual awakening was through gratitude. And she's like, it can't be that simple. And we all hear about gratitude, right? But she said it was gratitude. And I said, yeah, I do it every single day on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, because it's for me first. This process is for me. Don't get it twisted. It's for me. Then it's for you. And then it's for my students in the Soul Legacy Academy. I have to call it what it is. I've been called to manage my own vibration. I've been called to set my own intentions. I've been called to look after myself and manage my own emotions for Emotional Freedom Wednesday, and come back and say, Iona, how are you feeling? If nobody else asks you, ask yourself. I will ask you every single day. But if nobody asks you, how are you feeling? You know, I care. You know what I mean? And we want to care about how we feel. So let's do gratitude, beautiful. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. So I use this little stone just because I hold on to it with love. It's like in the shape of a love heart, kind of. My daughter gave me it when she was little. She's 20 now. She's coming over on Friday. We're going to have a girly night. Love her. She's amazing. I don't know if I can like wait and then like have her pop her head in. She used to do... all right, I'm going to say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. That's how I do gratitude. And I'll bring that into the gratitude. And so it might be something in the past that you're grateful for, something in the present, or something in the predicted future. Welcome. And so I will say for each of the Seven Freedoms Frequency, I'll pull in every single day what I'm grateful for. So I was going to say the story about my daughter. So contribution freedom, not only in our light work, but in our lifestyle. So I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate my daughter contributing and me contributing to her as a role model. But she used to, whenever any of my students would get to the end of my boot camps or my courses, my challenges, my 5-day challenges that were live, I'd get her to like do a drum roll and announce a VIP day, because I just love tithing my time. And we'd literally do a drum roll, please. And she'd come and she'd pop her head round. And I've got a video of her being really super young, actually doing that. And she's like, Mom, I can't even believe it. But she did it just before the lockdown as well, I think, or 2020, I think is the last time that she's done it. And I want us to do it again, because I just absolutely love it. I love our energy. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that contribution. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my health in terms of feeling vibrant and having a rest day from the V-shred that I was doing. I did 2 days this week, and today was a rest day. I looked at it and I thought, is today a rest day? I think it is. And when it said it, I was like, yes. I was so happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate, because I'm on the summit all day, right? Not literally all day. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate emotional freedom, so that I can share where I'm at emotionally, and I can process, and I can just come on and I can say, look, I'm having this kind of day or that kind of day, I'm high vibing or not. And it's a safe space to hold space for my guests as they share their emotional journey, right? It's just amazing. Happy and grateful and appreciate the environment of social media and the way that I'm using it. And thank you, Sherry, for popping on and, just sharing your energy. It's just amazing. I'm in the UK and just all people all over the world. Love it. Love online. Love the global space. Happy and grateful and appreciate relationships. Again, globally. And I'm, calling in more and more and more and collaborations. I've got a call soon, another call. Someone popped into my inbox after my summit interview today. Someone else I saw was doing a YouTube video on the topic that I wanted to do, and I reached out and we're going to collab. Like, I'm so happy and grateful for those relationships, just manifesting like anything. It's just beautiful. Happy and grateful and appreciate the guidance for today, giving my niece the spiritual freedom, giving her the cards that she needed to hear today, because she felt it, and being able to share that journey with her. Happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the financial freedom to be able to invest in the VIP for the 2 challenges that I went on last week. So happy and grateful for that. So let's talk about launching, leading, and leaving your day. How do you launch your day? How does it make you feel? How do you lead your day? How does it make you feel? And how do you leave your day? How does it make you feel? And is there something, 1 to 3 things that you can take soul guided action on to really improve your day? Excuse me. Was there a time in your working life or in your lifestyle, in your light work, where you're like, when I did that, it was amazing? And I want to say that for the Miracle Morning. I haven't brought it into my daily routine as yet. I can't find my glasses, so I can't read the actual book. I don't know if I might have the spiritual entrepreneur one, but I don't have the millionaire one that I wanted to listen to, wanted to read. So I need to find my glasses so I can bring that into my morning. But I brought my exercises back into my morning, and it feels amazing. So what can you do? How do you launch, lead, and leave your day? Does it feel like you're in alignment with building the life that you really want to build? Does it feel like you're in alignment, excuse me, with your big vision and soul mission? For me, although it's scrappy, as I'd like to say, although it's scrappy, and by scrappy, I mean like I'm doing all the things myself rather than handing them off to my assistant, because I'm learning the things of how I want to do them. And then it's like, okay, my assistant can just do all that stuff. So that's why it feels scrappy to me. And I've never been one for really delegating everything out and outsourcing everything. And that's definitely something that I will do, have that handled and have that managed, so then I don't have to. All of my business is scheduled out for 7 years. The only real thing is the scheduling of the lives and the emails, because there's email sequences to be written. And now I'm using the chat GTP, or whatever it's called, to enhance my bootcamp and enhance my work, so they will get done. And I'm looking forward to doing them, and I'm looking forward to doing them in that way, to teach how to do them. If I wasn't teaching how to do them, I probably wouldn't be doing them. So those are the things that would make me even more happy and more grateful and more joyful and more in alignment with my big vision of handing things off But, you know, sometimes you just have to be scrappy until you were in the position to not be, right? And so I need that knowledge to be able to share it and teach it, then I can hand it off. So that's quite exciting. So my next soul guided action steps is using the ChatGPT to automate more of the things. And I spent about an hour scheduling out, because I'd been scheduling these lives every single day rather than scheduling them. And normally I have them for a month, and I've just scheduled them out for a month. So that feels really good. And usually it's a month at a time. And then that is something that I can now hand off to my assistant and say, look, schedule me out for a month. It'll take, what I know, then 20 minutes. It takes me like an hour. So, and then go and put the cards on my videos and pin the comments and what have you. So that is something that's absolutely going to be delegated out, because I don't want to do it anymore. I've done it now and I've just about finished teaching it. So yeah, that's really interesting that has come up. I'm going to actually get that handled and put a date to get that done. So that's me. Actually, you know, what's coming into mind for me? How can I launch my day, lead my day, and leave my day with more ease, grace, and flow by not handling the schedule and actually delegating things out and being good with delegating things out? The soul income game is next. Yay! So the soul income game, this journal is my journal, the Soul Legacy Journal. It's a notebook. I call it 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So this journal gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day to spend in vibrational money. And the idea is, as a spiritual entrepreneur, is to be in alignment with not just trading time for money and not like working for someone else. It's actually having the money come in from your soul work, from your soul clients. And it's when you first start to work online and you first start to work with soul clients, when you've been working a job and you've had all of your money coming in that way, there definitely is like that worthy thing, and there definitely is that financial thing, and there's definitely like when you're leaving a job and you're earning and you've got whatever you've got, and then it's like, oh, my income is going to come from a different source, and it's trusting that and working that. It's a beautiful thing, but it can be a scary thing, and it can be something that we're not always in alignment with. So the soul income game gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day, and we spend the vibrational money voucher, but there's rules. Now, you tie 10% to worthy cause, whatever that is for you. Mine is Compassionate Friends, which is, again, an organisation, a charity for bereaved parents, which I am one. I dedicate my work to my son. And we want to come from the space that all bills are paid, taxes are paid, savings are done. So this is play money that we can buy experiences that are on our vision board. And I was saying that I'd mentioned the Maldives and stuff, and I was talking to somebody that was saying, you know, what's your favorite destination? And he was thinking of Maldives, and I was like, oh wow, wedding in the Maldives. Maybe not, because I'm not speaking to that person anymore, but it's just so beautiful. So, you know, it's 7,000 in a week. We tithe 10% every day. I think it's lovely. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful process. If you feel so inclined, you can sign up for my Masterclass, which is the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass. If you want to start your YouTube channel, start it, grow it, get clarity on it, launch your #1 best-selling book, then come to that Masterclass. I will share with you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high-paying soul clients one-to-many online, using video, using the power of YouTube, the power of Zoom, the power of just having an enrollment call, having a breakthrough session, giving value, and actually, you know, feeling good about making an offer. And I like to make no-brainer offers, so the sales process is painless, and people love it, and it's fun. So if you are someone who's like, I don't know about that, like, it's lovely. I mean, get on the phone with me, and I'll share with you how to do it. I absolutely love it, and I knew that I needed to get good at enrolling. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge is that, to help you get good at enrolling. It's to help you get good at having those conversations. Breakthrough sessions, I say, but it's really that enrollment as well, making an offer every single day, or making an offer every single week at least, for people to work with you. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to share with you on that masterclass. The link is in the description in the show notes. The link for the Vision Board Challenge is in the description in the show notes. I've done the card. I've talked about the book that I didn't actually read. I listened to Abraham Hicks, which I would normally listen to, The Astonishing Power of Emotions. And then we just got our monthly call, I think. We've done everything today. So we've got the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, which I'm the producer of, and we've got a monthly call on the first Monday of the month. Thank you for those who say that you're coming. I'm super excited. We're going to stream the Zoom call out in the group. We're going to tag a bunch of people and have people come and collaborate. There are some collabs that are coming for me. There's 3 women that I've met over this last few weeks who have said that they were going to start their own networking call. And I'm just thinking just how what a powerhouse that is, that people think a similar thing. So watch this space for more collabs and more referring to other people that are doing amazing, I don't even know why I was doing it. Amazing things. It's just absolutely epic. I love it. I love meeting with fellow leaders and spiritual teachers in this space, soul guided influence, as I say, because I think together as a collective, when you're ready to step up and you're ready to shine your light and you're ready to share your gifts and you're ready to serve because you are born to serve, it's absolute game changer. You know, working for somebody else is fine. Working at what I call a soul sucking day job, which doesn't have to be soul sucking, but just doing something else other than what you feel called to do. For me, as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a light worker, it just doesn't feel good. You know, it's Emotional Freedom Wednesday, and it's time to kind of get in alignment with that and just say, you know, actually where I am doesn't feel good. If it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel good. What can I do about it? Like, not just suck it up and say, well, this is the way that life is, because we are powerful manifestors. We're co-creating, right? So that is it. That is a wrap. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Sheree, thank you for hopping on with me. Really appreciate it. I'm super excited for just the next 7 years, how that unfolds. It's just absolutely epic. And starting scrappy is okay. So that is it for this episode. Again, share this out, follow along, sign up for the monthly call. All the links in the description. Subscribe to I know this is a lot. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. I'm so excited. Pay attention, because how you feel and what you're manifesting is massive. Don't use social media for an escape. Use it intentionally. Come and share this time with me. All right. Big love. I shall speak to you soon. Take care.